Welcome to CultureVille, a weekly series that shines light on urban culture in Middle Tennessee. On this episode of CultureVille, we have rap artist Sidewalk Slim. He represents Memphis, Tennessee, but currently lives in Nashville. And on the B-side, Slim is going to perform music from his latest project.
You're watching CultureVille.
It's gotta on the beat.
So thank you, Slim, for being on the show.
No problem.
I'm just so glad you came to do it. So I know in your bio you were born in Chicago.
Correct.
But you grew up in Memphis.
Correct.
And now you're here in Nashville. So explain to people, what's the difference between living in Memphis and Nashville?
All right, the difference between Memphis and Nashville, Memphis is like a big, the easiest way for me to explain is like a big bucket full of crabs. Everybody against each other, everybody know each other, but they still against each other. So it causes a lot of friction, it causes a lot of violence. Nashville, a little more laid back, a little easy to get along with, people speak to you, they friendly, that type of thing. So it was a culture shock when I first moved here, because when I was coming from Memphis, I'm used to people looking at you funny, not speaking, not wanting to, say anything to you. Then I come to Nashville, people like, hey, how you doing? So it was a little culture shock when I first moved.
And then there's a contrast, because most people don't know who are not from Tennessee. Memphis is 80% black, and Nashville is probably more like 60-40. So it's a big difference when you think about growing up. So what was it like growing up in Memphis, though? What kind of music did you listen to when you were a kid?
Well, when I was a kid, my favorite artist was Marvin Gaye.
Okay.
And my second favorite artist was Tupac. But I listened to a lot of blues. I like Rufus Thomas. I like Isaac Hayes. I listened to a lot of Willie Hutch, Lamont Dozier.
Okay.
So I mainly was into blues and old school R&B.
Was that because of your parents' influence, or that just, because Memphis is a blues, everybody know Bill Street and B.B. King and Memphis and Elvis and stuff.
Well, growing up, my mother listened to gospel. She didn't allow us to listen to secular music in the house. So
really?
The only thing I really could listen to was Marvin Gaye and some of the older songs that she listened to growing up. That was the basis of my music growing up, because she wouldn't let me listen to like hip hop artists like NWA. She wouldn't let me listen to Tupac. She wouldn't let me listen to that type of stuff in the house. So what I could listen to was Marvin Gaye. I could listen to Willie Hutch. I could listen to the song that was speaking about love.
Oh, okay. So that kind of brings me to my next question. So how did you fall in love with hip hop music? Like, what was the first song that you remember hearing that you like, ooh?
The first song I heard, honestly, that made me love hip hop was by the DOC.
Okay.
Yeah, that song was Getting Funky. Remember that? It's Getting Funky, it's Getting Funky. Yeah, that made me fall in love with hip hop. And then from DOC, I started listening to NWA. And NWA Straight Outta Compton was like my favorite album. When Mom would go to work, I would be at home listening to it, NWA. And then later on down the line, Tupac came around. Tupac just became my favorite artist because he touched on every different subject.
He does.
He versatile. He don't rap about one thing. He rap about a little bit of everything. So that's how Tupac became my favorite artist.
And Memphis, technically has its own signature hip hop sound. You got A-Ball, MJB, and you got a lot of newer artists coming out in Memphis, and like people like Yo Gotti and stuff. So was hip hop big there? Like it was always around, you had to find it?
The difference between like Memphis and other cities support their hip hop artists. Memphis don't really support your hip hop artists. You have to make it in Memphis and hip hop, you have to leave the city, get big, and then come back to the city. And that's what a lot of the artists that made it out of Memphis did. Like A-Ball and NJG didn't get big till they went to Houston. Yo Gotti didn't get big till he went to Atlanta. So it's like, it's a lot of hip hop artists in Memphis right now that's unheard of. It's probably some of the best artists on the planet. You just don't know them because they're underground. And the underground scene in Memphis was like bigger than radio.
It is. Yeah, it was. Because I feel like when I first came in, when I was in college going to Memphis, you still had dudes selling the CDs out their trunk. They would pull up on you at the gas station.
And
it was a hustle.
We had a store called Boss Hogs, Boss Ugly Hogs, and they would sell mixtapes. They would sell mixtapes at the store. So a lot of artists would just make mixtapes. That's how Juicy J got found. He would make mixtapes and he would just put them in the store. And there was this other guy from Memphis called Spanish Fly. He would make these mixtapes and they would just put them in the stores. You go Boss Hogs and get the mixtapes. So that's really what got hip hop going in Memphis. People selling their CDs out the trunk, hand to hand. A lot of people didn't know about Memphis artists until later on down the line. But back then we was just buying mixtapes.
So how did you get the name Sidewalk Slim? What does that mean?
Funny story. Our group is called Sidewalk Kingz, and the way we came over the group Sidewalk Kingz, we would post on the block all day and hustle. And we would stand on the block all day, rain, sleet, snow, you would find us on the block. So that's how we came up with the sidewalk. We would separate the streets and the people.
Oh, the sidewalk.
The sidewalk separates the street and the people. So we would post on the block all day. We came up with the group, the idea of Sidewalk Kingz. And then I've been slim most of my life. I've been between 180 and 220 most of my life. So slim just naturally stuck.
It just stuck.
Yeah. So the concept between used it in the music too. I'm the barrier between streets and the people because there's so much different types of music, so many different versatile types of music. I want to be that branch where anybody can listen to me, whether you 9 or whether you 99.
I read in your bio that you said that you was introduced to music from your cousin Jules.
Yeah.
So how did he influence you to start rapping?
Well, in 2006, he started rapping with Gangsta Black. I don't know if you're familiar with Gangsta Black from Memphis. Used to be with 3 6 Mafia. And he started rapping with him. And I would go to the studio with him. I would go to the shows with him and stuff like that. And he was like, look, you always around. You're going to have to do something. I don't know.
You got to have a job.
I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know if you're going to manage. I don't know if you're going to write. I don't know what you're going to do. But you always in the studio with us. You always going to shows. You're going to have to do something, cuz. So I was like, okay, well, what you want me to do? He gave me a pen and a paper. He said, write a song. I was like, write a song? Man, I can't just...
Like it's just like that.
Yeah, I can't just write no song. So he told the engineer that was in the studio to play the beat, and we played the beat. And that's the first song I ever did. I did my first song with him. And I just kind of fell in love with the whole process, the recording, the engineering, the you know, having to do your vocals. I fell in love with the whole process and it just stuck. So my second song, I ended up getting a feature with Gangsta Black. We did a song called Love Power. We sampled an old sample from Willie Hutch, Love Power, and we did a song called Love Power, and from there it got a little buzz in Memphis. I think I ended up doing between 25 and 30,000 CDs off my trunk. Off of that one song.
Wow. So it don't sound like you knew, because a lot of people come on the show like, I knew I wanted to be a rap artist when I was kind of young. I didn't know what kind of artist, but did it hit you and you like, I'm gonna take this serious and I'm finna go?
I never really was into music when I was younger. I was into sports. I played basketball, I played football, I ran track, I played baseball. So I was into sports. Sports was my first love. All I wanted to do was play sports growing up. But when I left and went to the military, you know, I would always get music sent to me because you would be overseas sometimes and you couldn't get the music that was current. I would get music sent to me, and that's when I really started realizing, okay, I kind of like music. But it really wasn't until my cousin passed away when I got serious about music.
Artists that inspire you, and it don't have to be a rap artist, like.
Well, like I said, my favorite artist is Marvin Gaye. And the reason I love Marvin Gaye is because Marvin Gaye touches on every subject. It don't matter what the subject is. And he puts feeling and emotion into his music. A lot of new artists don't do that. They just make songs and hope the song will be a hit. But he put feeling and emotion into his music. You can feel every word. Tupac inspired me because, like I said, he probably the most versatile artist on the planet. He can make a song about anything and you gonna listen to it and you gonna feel it.
And he could appeal to everybody.
Exactly. And my influences from my city was 8 Ball, MJG, Gangsta Black, Project Pat. I love
Yep.
Project Pat. I love what 3-6 was doing in late 90s, early 2000s. They was just turn up music. So that's pretty much my musical influences.
And how would you describe your style?
My style is like really 90s down south hip hop. If y'all remember how hip hop was back in the 90s.
I think so too. Yeah.
You think about Memphis style, you know, we put a lot of pimping, we put a lot of, you know, old school into our music. So I'm trying to bring that sound back. It's a lot of new wave stuff going on, mumble rap, all that. That's cool if that's what they want to do, but I'm trying to bring back that old school feeling. You got some pimping in your music. You can ride to it. You can play it in the club. You can play it when you're working out. That's the type of music I'm focused on making.
And what sets you apart? One thing I think that sets you apart, you're very lyrical. Like no matter, you might change the subject or it might be a dance song, but you are always saying something. That's like what I like to call
The thing is about me, my vocabulary is a little bit more in depth than the average person because growing up, my mother made me read books. She wouldn't let me watch TV. I would have to read the dictionary. I had to read the encyclopedia. I would go through the dictionary and I would go through encyclopedias. I would go through thesauruses and I would memorize words and I would memorize the definitions. So whenever I wanted to speak or whenever I wanted to do something in public, I had a broad vocabulary to be able to do it and reach all kind of people.
Because you can rhyme words that most people don't think of.
Like,
I noticed that about you.
One of my songs, I used the word allegory, and everybody was like, what allegory mean? I was like, well, it's just another way of saying change your place, change your environment. But the reason I get those words is because I read the dictionary and I read the thesaurus, so I could say a word and people be like, what's that mean? But I actually know the meaning of it because I will memorize the definitions as well. So that's what separates me. I try to be lyrical, but I try to get my point across quick. And I try to make sure that people can understand what I'm saying.
Well, the industry has changed a lot since either of us both started in the business. Do you think today it's easier for artists to be heard?
Yeah, it's a lot easier because of all the streaming platforms, and you don't really need a label anymore.
Right.
You can be independent, and you can get heard. All you gotta do is create a buzz, get you a following, and then stream. And nowadays, it's so easy because back then when we was doing music, you had to be everything hand to hand.
Yep.
You had to set up your shows hand to hand. You
had to go to the record label, get them to sell your CD.
I actually had a chance of getting a record deal and turned it down because the money didn't add up to me. I was like, I could do this independent, which y'all offering me, which y'all putting on the table, I could do it myself.
And not owe them. Because most people don't realize a record deal, you really owe them.
And then I looked at how they was trying to charge $1,500 an hour for studio time. I'm like, man, I got partners in the hood that can do this. You know what I mean? Why would I give y'all $1,500 an hour? Because it's in the contract. So what I did was I just decided that I was gonna stay independent, and that's what I'm gonna do until somebody offer me what I feel like I'm worth. But it's so easy to make it in music nowadays. All you gotta do, you look at people like Sexy Red. All she did was create an image, come up with some catchy songs. She ain't even put out an album yet, but she getting millions and millions of streams. Look at Glorilla. Ain't even had an album yet.
True. And but she technically independent because she signed to Yo Gotti.
Exactly. So that's how I feel like it's way easier nowadays to make it in the music. If you really want to make it in music, all you got to do is stay focused.
Stay focused, yeah. And then, you know what, that's one of my questions because I know you run your own label and you're independent. And I was just saying, how important is that? Because I always preach to people, especially artists who like, it ain't trying to get on. That's one thing. With longevity,
what I'm looking to do is get a distribution deal. I don't really want to sign a label deal. And the reason is because, you know, God done blessed me with a mentality to be able to get up every day and make something happen. So I start from scratch and can make money. I don't want to be able to put myself in a position where I'm losing. So I choose to stay independent because I feel like if I stay independent, I create a big enough following for myself. Somebody gonna offer me a distribution deal.
Yep.
And that's mainly what I'm looking for because I want to keep all my royalties, I want to keep my masters, and I want to be able to, you know, have my music being played 20 years from now like Tupac. Right. I don't want my music to be 6 weeks from now, I got to make another project because it's getting old.
Or they regulate what I release, when I release it.
Exactly. So being independent to me is the way to go. Plus, I'm an entrepreneur at heart, so I feel like I can do it. I feel like if I made up in my mind and I stay focused, I can make it happen.
Now, see, that's one thing I do admire about you. You have a lot of drive, because I seen you in the studio.
Yeah.
And I seen you come in there and record 8, 9 songs back to back, be ready. So where does that drive come from? Where does that push come from?
A lot of that push comes from growing up as a child. I spent a lot of time by myself. I had to focus on like being independent. You know, I had a sibling, but she was older than me, so she really didn't spend a lot of time with me. So I had to learn how to do things on my own and learn how to make things on my own, build things on my own, and create my own type of processes. So what I do is I treat the studio like a sport.
Because in the sporting background,
Yeah.
you got to plan, you got to playbook,
you got to practice.
Execute.
You don't just show up for game time and perform well. You got to practice, you got to exercise, you got to eat right, diet. Everything goes into that same process. In sports, I relate that to studios. So like when I go to the studio, I make sure I'm drinking a lot of water. I'm making sure I'm eating something light so I don't feel heavy, so I can deliver my words correctly. I make sure my mindset is on, okay, go in here and be focused so you can do it in one take. I like doing my music in one take and going to the next song. I did 24 songs in two days from just being able to focus, lock in.
Sidewalk Slim, a Sidewalk King. This is my new single, Big Dogs.
If you serious about your money, like Sidewalk Slim, and you serious about your fresh, like Sidewalk Kingz, vibe to this one, let's go.
Don't turn the lights on, cause I'm shining, you can't see. It ain't there another nigga that be shining like me. My hustle is religious when I'm out in the streets. You better not get it wrong unless you ready to go to sleep. I hustle all day and grind all night. Nothing wrong with what I'm on. This a hustle life. I ball till I fall, spin the stacks in the mall, pop tags, plenty bags. The life of big dog, Sidewalk Slim. I'm all about a dollar, hit the mall, spend it all, and pop my collar. I like looking good, fresh clothes and the jewelry. Every time you see me, man, I'm looking like a movie. The center of attention, I look like money, 20,000 in my jeans with big guns on me. And don't you try to take it unless you're ready to die. Hell, your mama at the funeral screaming, oh man. But that's another subject. I love getting bread right clean on the scene while the whole team fed. A Sidewalk King, I'm shining like a diamond and I'm on vacation. So when you can't find me, unless you got a passport, you will never see me. A day in my life is a hidden fantasy. All I know is hustle, all I know is cream. Now that's a hustle dream. Don't turn the lights on, cause I'm shining, you can't see. It ain't now another nigga that be shining like me. My hustle is religious when I'm out in the streets. And you better not get wrong unless you're ready to go to sleep. I hustle all day, grind all night. Nothing wrong with what I'm on. This a hustle's life. I ball till I fall, spin the stacks in the mall, pop tags, plenty bags. The life of big dog. Don't turn the lights on. I'm shining like a star, so bright in the sky you can see me from afar. The diamonds and the gold, the Jordans and the clothes. You know when I come through, I get bankrolls. You know I got cash cause my pocket's super swole. You know I hustle hard, getting money is the goal. Got big dog status in the streets. I'm a boss with a gang of cold killers ready to blow your ass off. The hustle, the grind, excitement just a bit. But if the game ever get too cold, I quit and do something else. Getting paper, I'm the best. Aside, don't put me to the test. I'm guaranteed to pass while you hating, get broke and sitting on your ass. The hustle of the century, no matter who tell it. I'm about to get these packs off. Watch how I sell it. Don't turn the lights on, cause I'm shining, you can't see. It ain't now another nigga that be shining like me. My hustle is religious when I'm out in the streets. You better not get it wrong unless you're ready to go to sleep. I hustle all day and grind all night. Nothing wrong with what I'm on. This a hustle life. I ball till I fall, spin the stacks in the mall, pop tags, plenty bags. The life of big dog, big dog, big dog, big dog, big dog. Status of a king, big dog, big dog, big dog, big dog. Living life like a dream, big dog, big dog, big dog, big dog. Status of a king, big dog, big dog, big dog, big dog. Living life like a dream.
Okay, so you released what, 3 solo projects?
Yep.
You got 2 projects with the Sidewalk Kingz. Like, what motivates you to write? How do you know when it's a song that you're ready to record?
What I do is I get all my tracks in advance.
You listen to the beat first.
A lot of artists don't do that. They just go to the studio and try to come up with a concept. But I get my tracks sent to me in advance so I can listen to the whole sound of the music. So when I come up with my concept is based on how is it gonna fit inside this music.
Okay, you marry it to the track.
Correct.
Instead of just having lyrics and trying to figure out if it go with this or.
I learned that from an old friend of mine named Ruben Fairfax. We called him Ruben. He was the road manager for Al Green. He said your songs gotta fit. If it don't sound right with the music, if your choruses don't fit right with the music, your lyrics don't fit right with the music, people not gonna listen.
Not gonna vibe. Mm-hmm.
So what I do is I get my music sent in advance, and then I come up with my chorus. Once I come up with the chorus, the lyrics in the verse are easy to do because your chorus has to be your concept, your main topic.
You got the idea.
I got my topic now. Once I got my topic, then I can go ahead and make my song.
That's good. Yeah. That is. So, what's your favorite song or what's your favorite album? Because you got a lot of projects. What's your favorite album so far?
My favorite song is, let me think. I wrote a song called Big Dogs. That's my favorite song because I relate myself to running with the big dogs. No matter what I do, I'm trying to be the best. So that's my favorite song. My favorite project is probably Sidewalk Music because I got a lot of songs with my cousin on there. Rest in peace to him. Mm-hmm. But if y'all want to listen to some good trap, in the hood music, listen to Sidewalk Music by Sidewalk Slim. You're going to hear a lot of songs by my cousin Jewel Holly, rest in peace, the dark skin. And you're going to be able to really focus in on what we mean by Sidewalk Kingz by listening to that album.
What are the songs that you're going to perform on the B-side today?
All right, I'm going to do my first song. The first song that I recorded this year is called Hustler's Rule. And I came up with this song because every hustler got to have certain rules that they follow and go by to be successful. It don't matter if you're in the streets. It don't matter if you're working for somebody. It don't matter if you run a business. You got to have certain rules that you go by and that you follow to make sure that you're successful in what you do.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Tell it to the camera,
so
Paul.
Like, it don't matter if you're working. It don't matter if you're hustling in the streets. It don't matter if you run a business. Whatever you get to do, you got to have certain rules. You got to have guidelines that you follow, that you don't break for nobody. And if you do that, you'll be successful. I've been successful in everything I ever did. God done blessed me to be there because I'm a planner and I focus. But one of the biggest things that I try to make sure that I always do is I go in with a plan to win.
Okay.
All right, this is my first single of 2024, Hustler's Rule. If you want to get money, have some principles and get up and get it. Yeah, haters, give me your love. Sidewalk Slim, some say hustler of the year, on the grind all the time, trying to make a picture clear. If it ain't about $1, then it's something I don't wanna hear. Trying to stack up them M's and divide it with my peers. Spend the rest on my family, my vacation in Miami. My hustle is so golden, your boy deserve a Grammy. Go and ask your daddy, go and ask your mammy, who the down more packs in the city is the standing. Then flipped a few whips, flipped a couple houses, stay away from instigators and the undercover mice. Not running with them cowards, it take hard perseverance. Stay away from the suckers out there running interference. Hustle all day, nigga don't play. When it's time to get that paper, ball till you fall, gotta get it all. Even if you get a few haters, keep it fully loaded, automatic toe shoot. If they plotting on the caper, stack it till it's molded and you can't fold it, cause it's all about what you're making. Hustle all day, nigga don't play. When it's time to get that paper, ball till you fall, gotta get it all. Even if you get a few haters, keep it fully loaded, automatic toe shoot. If they plotting on the caper, stack it till it's molded and you can't fold it, cause it's all about what you're making. Yeah, haters, give me your love. Sidewalk Slim. Give me your love, baby. Uh-huh. Haters gon' hate, let them keep hating. Paper gon' stack, I'ma keep raking. Cash coming in, cake still baking. Bowls weighed up, honey's what I'm making. Sidewalk Slim, trap house hustler, grind all day. Servicing customers, never gon' fake, never gon' fold. Never leave the spot till all the work sold. See 100K, know that's the goal. Do it by the day, pockets on swole. Mr. Heights Vic, chains around my neck, rings on my finger, and I'm looking like a chick. I can get your bitch, but I'd rather have a bank. Grind mindset, Slim, getting what you can't. Hustle with the gang in the streets, I got rank, and I told you once before, it's all about what you make. Hustle all day, nigga don't play. When it's time to get that paper, ball till you fall, gotta get it all. Even if you get a few haters, keep it fully loaded, automatic toe. Shoot if they plotting on the caper. Stack it till it's molded and you can't fold it, cause it's all about what you're making. Hustle all day, nigga don't play. When it's time to get that paper, ball till you fall, gotta get it all. Even if you get a few haters. Yeah, give me your love. Talking to all my haters. Everybody who love me already love. Yeah, yeah. Stay focused. See the big picture.
Sidewalk Slim.
Uh-huh.
Hustlers rule.
Number one.
Get up, get paper.
Get it.
Fuck haters.
Fuck.
Yeah, you know how it go. One day at a time.
And another song I wrote called Bankroll Flip. I came up with the concept of that was, if you take your money, before you spend it, you flip it. I learned how to do that in the streets, but it applies to regular business, it applies to a job. Why would you take your money, then go pay your bills and end up broke? Take your money, invest it into something, make your money, and then go pay your bills, and then, so it's called bankroll flip.
Okay.
Whenever you take your money, you take your bankroll, you flip it, and then you invest it in doing something else, then pay your bills and all that other stuff, and it take care of. The third song I'm gonna do is called Hustler Grinder. And that's just, it's self-explanatory. You gotta hustle and you gotta grind to get anything you want out here. And the last song I'm doing is Big Dogs. And like I said, that's my favorite song. Because if you want to be successful, you gotta be able to run the big dogs. You can't stay on the porch.
And then I always ask artists this question. If you could perform with any person, past or present, who would it be? If you could do a song with anybody.
If I had my choice, it'd be Tupac.
I knew you was gonna say it.
I would have to.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know if I would be starstruck or what, but I know if I went to the studio with him, every artist that Tupac ever brought to the table, he brought the best out of him. So I know if I had got a chance to rap with Pac, he would brought the best out of Slim, and I would have delivered, man, a hit.
Sidewalk Slim, my next single, Bankroll Flip. If you're a hustler, get your money, flip that money, and make something happen.
Sidewalk Slim. Mitchell Heights Music. Yeah. Sidewalk Kingz.
Yeah.
I told y'all we still get money. But I'ma tell y'all what I do. Make a bankroll flip.
I can make a bankroll flip 2 times. I can make a bankroll flip 3 times. I can make a bankroll flip 4 times. I can make a bankroll flip. Take a bankroll for nothing and turn it into song. Take a bankroll for nothing and turn it into song. Take a bankroll for nothing and turn it into song. Take a bankroll for nothing and turn it into song. Sidewalk Slim, I can sell ice to Eskimos. I'm so cold, bustin' serving in some shell toes. I hit the streets to get dead presidents. Hustle so hard to where I change residence. Never leave a pad without getting my bread up. Not concerned with haters, I gotta keep my head up. I can make a bankroll flip like magic if you call on my phone. I'm guaranteed to have it. Grade A, customer service like Mickey D, not a rat, but I'm always on the chase for cheddar cheese. See, I can make a bankroll flip like nasty, then I stay on the grind cause the money fantastic. Yup, I can make a bankroll flip 2 times. I can make a bankroll flip 3 times. I can make a bankroll flip 4 times. I can make a bankroll flip. Take a bankroll for nothing and turn it into some. Take a bankroll for nothing and turn it into some. Take a bankroll for nothing and turn it into some. Take a bankroll for nothing and turn it into some. Still making bankrolls stack like Legos. Still in the hood catching plays every day though. Still making bankrolls flip, don't change the script. Keep a heater on my hip in case a hater thought I slipped. But bankrolls the only thing that I put in focus, and I never give my time to these jokers or locusts. Like hocus pocus, make the pack disappear, make the bankroll flip and do it throughout the year. I'm a bankroll folder, big bank holder, stack it all up, then guard it like a soldier. Sidewalk Slim, get money like I told ya. The only thing I'm on is like green and some Folger. I can make a bankroll flip 2 times. I can make a bankroll flip 3 times. I can make a bankroll flip 4 times. I can make a bankroll flip. Take a bankroll for nothing and turn it into some. Take a bankroll for nothing and turn it into some. Take a bankroll for nothing and turn it into some. Take a bankroll for nothing and turn it into some. Yeah.
Tell people where can they find your information, how they get to the songs, if they want to know more about you.
All right, the easiest way to find me is go on YouTube Music, type in Sidewalk Slim, no spaces, just Sidewalk Slim. You can find me on YouTube, you can find me on Apple Music, you can find me on iTunes, you can find me on Spotify, you can find me on Tidal. Now, if you want to find me on Facebook, type in Avery Adams, AveryAdams. You can find me on Instagram at Sidewalk76Slim. You can find me on TikTok. I'm pretty much on all streaming platforms. I'm not hard to find. But if you want to stream the music, don't forget, type in Sidewalk Slim, no spaces. I got Hustle Season, that's one album. I got Resurrection, that's another album. I got Sidewalk Music, that's my 3rd album. I'm coming out with 2 more projects before the end of the year. I'm gonna be doing My Time by Sidewalk Slim, and I'm gonna do The Hustle Gonna Win by Sidewalk Slim.
So you just answered my last question. What's next? What you got coming out?
It. My Time by Sidewalk Slim. Be on the lookout for that at the end of September. December 18th, I'm doing my final album of the year, The Hustle Gonna Win. I'll be done put out 64 songs this year. I got 30 more coming for next year. So I'm working.
Wow, that's a drive. You see what I'm saying? Consistency. And keep it going. Well, man, it's been so cool talking to you. I'm so glad you came to be on the show. I'm so glad people get to see what I see when you be in the studio and stuff.